my friends, welcome here. I'm Aimee Esther, and I live with multiple chronic illnesses, including POTS, EDS, fibromyalgia, chronic gut issues, chronic migraines, endometriosis, PCOS, all the things. We've got lots of pains in lots of places here. And today I wanted to share with you 10 job ideas if you live chronically ill like me. First of all, before we jump in, I do want to let you know that I am going deep into the topic of making money with chronic illness in my online community and group coaching program. It's only $19 a month, and you will get the backlog of everything that we have done in the community so far, as well as be able to attend these live calls about making money with chronic illness over the next few weeks. So I highly recommend jumping in right now. We are going to talk about everything from working for someone else to starting and growing your own business. And I'm going to go into tons of detail about how I make money as an online content creator, or you want help trying any of the jobs we're going to talk about today, I highly recommend joining the community. We get to talk to each other, and I'll be there to coach you as well as everyone else in the community, other people who have had even more experience with working with chronic illness. And we have such a variety of people in that community, and I cannot talk highly enough about the community. It has exceeded my expectations of what I planned and hoped for, and it has helped me and so many others so much. So I highly recommend you come join us over there. Again, it's only $19 a month, and you can cancel anytime. All right, so let's dive into the job ideas for the chronically ill. I have a variety here, some where you're working for other people, some where you're working for yourself. And the thing is, we're all gonna be in a different starting place on our financial journey. And obviously we all know that we're all in a different physical place and mental place with our chronic illness journey. So whether you are living with parents and you have a lot of support, whether you have a spouse who's able to support you, but then there's some of you who maybe you live alone or you're a single parent and you don't have a choice but to work, which is again a reason why I recommend joining the community so we can actually talk about your specific situation. But hopefully something in this video will help give you some ideas, or at least get your mind moving about different things you can do if you live chronically ill. And some of these I have tried and some of them I have not. But here's the ones that came to my mind, and feel free to leave more in the comments if you have other ideas or things that have worked for you. So the first job that I want to share with you is something that I have done, and actually this year is the first year that I've kind of been transitioning out of this job and transitioning more into my online community and make content creation like I do here online, but that is tutoring. So I was a math teacher, and by was a math teacher, what I really mean is I went to school to be a math teacher. I graduated, and then I taught for about 6 months until I got so ill that I could not teach anymore and I quit. So I had a short run as a high school math teacher, but the nice thing is I was still able to say that I was a former high school math teacher for marketing purposes, and I also felt like I was able to charge a little bit more because I was a licensed teacher. When I first started tutoring, I was in college. I charged about $15 an hour, and I just kind of slowly increased it over time. By the end, and especially after I got licensed as a teacher, I was charging between $35 and $40 an hour. So it can be a pretty good job. And the thing that I really liked about it is that I could do it from home. So when I first started out, I used to go to people's houses, and when that became kind of a burden to drive around, I started doing it at the library, and I'd have people meet me in some of the conference rooms at the library. I would be able to do multiple at once. And once COVID hit, I started doing online tutoring over Zoom, and that is where I have stayed, and it is so nice. One of my few talents is I'm good at math. It's just my thing. And if you have a talent, maybe it's reading, maybe it's history or science or math, or it could be a language. If you speak a second language, that might be a really good option for you. The second thing on my list is a nanny. Now stay with me, okay? This is something that I did in my early days of chronic illness, and here's why I say nanny. First of all, you can kind of create your own active schedule, if that makes sense. So I have 3 young kids right now, and my experience as nannying someone else's kids before I had my own and having my own, the nice thing about kids is that they find fun in a lot of different ways. And so the days where I'm not feeling good, I'm able to lay down while the kids play around me, or we can build blocks that day. And then a day where maybe I'm feeling a little bit better, maybe we can go on a walk, or maybe the kids can play outside while I sit and watch and make sure they're safe. Now, of course, there's things like you need to make them food, and there's different things that come up, but overall, kids are actually pretty easy to take care of. I think it's just easy to adapt what you're doing to how you're feeling, a lot easier than many other jobs. The other thing with nannying is there's so many different options for the amount of time you are working. For example, when I was nannying, I would do it a couple days a week for I think 3 hours, so like maybe 3 days a week for 3 hours a day, and it wasn't too much for me. Now, there's other jobs where it's all day, every day. Maybe you need more money, or maybe you have a little bit more energy or whatever. You could take a bigger job. And there's also options for having the kids come to you. I know some families who they would prefer to have the kids go to the nanny. Maybe they work from home or something and it's easier if they're out of the house. There's so many options. I would recommend going to care.com. That's where families post, the jobs that they have open and the things that they're looking for. And then you can search through and see how much you want to work, how little you want to work, and maybe the ages that you want to take care of, because older kids, it might be more you're driving them around to baseball practice and soccer, and the younger kids, it might be more you're just hanging out with them at home. So you get to decide, what's easier for you. The number 3 option that I thought of was food delivery. So there's Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and the nice thing about that is you get to choose how much will you work and what jobs you take and what you don't. I've never actually done this, but I've heard really good things, so that could be a good option if you're just trying to make a little bit extra on the side, or maybe you can just work a couple hours, or you do okay in the car. That might be a good option. If you don't do good in the car, not a good option for you, but something to think about. Okay, number 4 is a freelance writer or a ghost writer. There's tons of things online. I will link some down below of some places where you can find some freelance writing things and can make some money writing for other companies and maybe other bloggers and things like that, or even a proofreader. There are so many content creators and big companies who use online platforms and blogs and email marketing and all of those fun things that need some freelance writers. So if you are good at writing, that is something I would highly recommend. Going along with that is a social media manager. This is something that I would love to have. So let me know if you're into that, if you're good at that kind of stuff, good at marketing, because I definitely need some help with that in my own business. And I know so many other online businesses and content creators that could use a social media manager or a marketing manager or virtual assistant. Having a virtual assistant, also something that will be in my future. Would love to have someone help me with emails, and there's so much that goes into building a business, and whether it's a big company or a small business, people need help. Number 7 goes right along with this list, but instead of creating it for someone else, create it for yourself, and that is to be an influencer or content creator. That is what I do, and again, I will go into details about how I create my content, and I'm also a coach. I'm gonna go into all the details about how I do that in my online community, and it's really fun. I love it. And even if you don't want to put yourself online, you don't have to ever show your face. You can have a social media account that's about gardening, never show your face. You can have a social media account that's about animation, and there's so many options. Like some of my favorite YouTube channels, never show their face. CGP Grey, love that one. Oversimplified. Some of those channels that they're so good and they help me learn, and I watch every single video they put out. And they've never shown their face. I don't even know what they look like. If you have a passion you want to share with the world, obviously I love YouTube. There's also Instagram, TikTok, blogging. There's so many options to creating content and sharing with people the things that you love online. Number 8 is also in the content creation realm, and that is podcasting. I actually had a podcast for a while, and it wasn't quite for me just because I like the creativity of editing, but I love to listen to podcasts. So if you start a podcast, let me know in the comments what it's called. We would love to come listen and hear what you have to say. But again, this is faceless. You don't have to ever show your face. You just get to talk and share things or interview people. And you can do these things online if you want to do an interview podcast. I did interviews for a while. They were all over Zoom. It worked out great. The podcasts I listen to, I like them to be very real and raw, and I don't need them to be all edited and short and snappy like some of the online content is today. They are meant to be a conversation. They're meant to connect with people. Tons of work to go into when you have a podcast, lots of editing, lots of prep work, all of that. But if you like that creativity of coming up with ideas, that might be right for you. Now, sometimes it can be tricky to make money as an influencer or as a podcaster. And that is something that, again, I will go into in my community, but as a short, quick way to share some of the ways you can make money, you can use affiliate marketing, which is sharing other people's products, and you get a small portion of the sale. You can do sponsorships where a company will pay you to talk about a product. You can sell your own products, whether it is a physical product or a digital product. You can also do Patreons where people pay you monthly to listen to your content or to support you on your journey. So sometimes it can take a little bit of time to make money with those content creation things. Some people make money right away. There's lots of different ways to do it, but again, I'll go into detail in my online community. And number 9 is to sell a product. So it could be something you have made for you. It could also be something you make yourself. So maybe you get an Etsy shop, you make some physical products, maybe you're crafty. And then you could do digital products, which are some of the things I sell. Like, for example, I sell a productivity workbook and I created that on Canva. I also have an online course which teaches you how to be happy when you live chronically ill, how to find more joy and purpose and fun in a life full of chronic pain. And that one has video content, so I've made like a video series on there, as well as a big workbook that goes along with the videos. So that was a digital product that I created, and what's nice about that is once I make it, I can keep selling it without having to put more work into creating it. I also have a pretty cool product that I took mostly so that I could learn more about marketing and creating digital products, and it was $4.99. And what's cool about it is then you can resell it. So it teaches you how to sell any product, how to start an email list, how to start a website, how to do digital marketing, and all the things you need for the digital marketing world. Has so many videos, but what I do love about it is that I now can resell it. So I have it on my site, and if you buy the course, you can use it to sell your own products, or you can resell the course. So I had never heard of that before. It's not like an MLM, like the people who I bought it from one of my friends, and she doesn't make any money off me after my sale. So she bought it for $4.99. I bought it from her from $4.99, and now she doesn't make any more from me, but I can resell the product. It's called, now I don't remember what it's exactly called. I will put it right here, what the type of product is, but it's kind of cool. You can resell the course. You don't even have to create anything, and you can make money with that. I know some people make tons of money with it. I think this is the first time I've mentioned it, and I took it like a year ago, so I don't like actively try to sell the product. I mostly used it for my other products, but it's a really cool way to start a business if you have no idea what you're doing. So I'll recommend that. I will link it down below. And when you buy the course, you also get as part of a community. I think last time I looked, there were like almost 10,000 people in the community who are also selling the course or selling other digital products, who can answer questions and help you along that digital marketing journey. So anyways, that's a cool option if you want to look into that when it comes to digital marketing. Anyway, my friend, those are my 10 ideas for you if you live chronically ill. Now, I do not have all the answers. If you have your own ideas that you'd like to share with everybody who's watching today, make sure you leave them in the comments so that we can all learn from each other. All right, my friend, I hope you are in less pain tomorrow than you were today, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, my friends.